Before you launch that sanitary pad business, there is something that you need to do, and that is to find suppliers for your product. And in finding suppliers or manufacturers for your product, you need to consider some things. There are things that you need to look out for before you conclude on who should be your supplier or which of the manufacturers you want to get your product from. So in this video, I'll be listing those things that you need to consider when looking for a supplier. So when looking for a supplier to work with for your product, there are two categories of suppliers that you'll be meeting. The first are the manufacturers. These are the direct producers of the product. There are no middlemen. Then the second set are trading companies. So trading companies are those companies that has the right or license to distribute certain products, and these trading companies buy directly from the manufacturing companies and then supply to their buyers. These are the two sets of suppliers you will be meeting when you're trying to look for a suitable one that will be supplying you your sanitary pads. Whichever one you choose to work with, make sure you've done your own due diligence as regards the products and also the suppliers. Then the second point is where to find these suppliers. So there are different places that you can source for your suppliers. The first is online, using 1688, Alibaba, China Sourcing, Taobao, etc. Then the second one is sourcing offline. This is applicable whereby you are getting your products from a local or domestic brand. Do you get? So let's take for instance, there is a brand in your country or in your city that produces good sanitary pads, and you want to invest in this business and start your own, selling their brands or even rebranding. So this is you sourcing in your own geographical location. So point number 3 is suppliers or manufacturers checklist. There are things you need to check out for when you are trying to get a supplier or find a supplier for your business. So the first one is certification. So when finding a supplier for your business, make sure that the supplier you're working with is in compliance with the necessary regulatory license. Also remember that you're dealing with health products. These are sensitive products that people wear, and if you partner with any type of supplier without doing your due diligence, it will greatly affect your customers and in turn crumble or tarnish the image or credibility of your business. We have a lot of certifications. We have the FDA, we have the ISO, we have halal, we have CE, and there are also domestic licenses as well. So you need to check out for these things. You don't cut corner regarding things that concerns the health. So number 2 is MOQ. MOQ is minimum order quantity. So this is the quantity that the supplier or seller said, okay, this is the least that I can sell. So if you're a starter and you do not really have so much capital to invest, avoid those sellers that have high MOQ. Third one is pricing. You see, when you're looking for a supplier to supply your sanitary pads, you need to consider pricing, especially when you're working with a budget. Do you understand? So for this pricing, there are things you need to know. First, there are suppliers that permit negotiation, especially if you buy from a certain quantity. Then secondly, you need to also avoid very cheap products, especially products that are so cheap with a small MOQ. You need to run, unless you want to try it out with some samples. But if it's to invest immediately, please do not, right? And there are suppliers that give you at cheap rates when you buy some certain quantities. China kind of business is the higher the quantity, the lesser the amount, right? So there's a difference in price between someone that bought a particular product in 1,000 quantities and someone that bought in 100 quantities and someone that got this thing in 10,000 or 100,000 quantities. So their prices are always different. So the fourth one is quality. In as much as all of them have this sticker that say quality assured, please do not just take it for their word. Always make sure you request for sample. Do you get? And plenty of them, in fact 99.5% of these sellers offer samples. Make sure that you grab some samples before investing. The fifth one is delivery. So you need to make sure that seller or supplier you're working with can deliver using different logistics options for you. There are certain countries that uses certain type of logistics options. So number 6 is the packaging options. So for these packaging options, it only applies to you if you are doing rebranding or private labeling. Do you get? And before you do rebranding or private labeling, that means you are investing so much in this product. But whereas you have little capital, there's no packaging option for you, because you are going to be selling exactly what the producers are selling. Do you get? You're selling their brand. So it's just like you acting like a distributor or a representative in your own country. If you have large capital and you want to invest massively, that is where packaging options is open for you. So you have to decide the type of packaging you want for your product. So like I said, this is only open to you if you are investing huge amounts of money. So number 7 is to make sure you work with a brand that has the private labeling or rebranding option, especially if you want to sell with your own brand name. But if you do not have huge capital and you cannot meet up to the MOQ requirements, please, you buy their product and sell with their brand name. And if the product is a very good product, very efficient, effective, then whether you're selling with their brand name or not, you will still build your own business. Do you get? Because your product speaks for itself. My 8th checklist is years of experience. So I personally love working with sellers that have good years of experience, because it shows that they've been in the business for a certain period of time and they are experts in it. You decide to risk your money and transact with a seller that has maybe 1 or 2 years of experience. Make sure that you have an open mind about it. If it didn't turn out well, fine. If it turns out well, fine. So when I was getting this sample, I checked, I did my due diligence, I checked, and this particular company, they have over 10 years of experience, and that is one of the things that led me to want to try their products. So the next one on the checklist is verification. Especially if you're buying on Alibaba, there are some vendors that are verified, there are some that are not verified. And now the confusing thing is that there are sellers on Alibaba that have been there for over 5 years that are not yet verified, and if you check their store review, their product review, everything is intact, they are doing well. Those ones are good to work with. And there are some that are also verified the first year they join Alibaba trading platform. Do you get? And there are some that are over 10 years on Alibaba that are verified as well. So this verification thing is kind of confusing. For you that is starting, I'll advise that you work more with vendors that are verified on Alibaba. So number 10 checklist is to find out who they have partnered with. This is very important, especially when you're dealing with health products. Like me, if I'm getting anything health related product, I always try to find out their partners, people that buy from them, people they partnered with, people they've collaborated with, and all of that. And this will make you to trust their product and also trust their seller, because for this kind of people to partner with them, that means their product must be a very good one. So the 11th checklist is to look up their company profile. This is very, very important. You're going to find a lot of information on their company profile that will either make you to patronize them or not, because that company profile is just like a portfolio. It has a lot of things, their achievements, their trade shows, their new release, their bestsellers. It has so much there. Number 12 checklist is to look at their main markets. Main market means the countries that have been patronizing them, the particular geographical areas they have been selling to. So this will prove to you that this product is a very good product and it has gone far and beyond. Do you understand? For instance, you got a sanitary pad and in their main market you're seeing them exporting in tons to Europe, Midwest, Africa. It will give you a kind of relaxed mind to transact with them. We are done with the suppliers checklist. Now is for me to talk about the red flags that you should avoid when looking for a supplier. And red flag number 1 is very cheap products. Please avoid very cheap products so that you will not cry premium tears. Do you get? Because most times you are tempted to invest in this cheap product because you have small capital. So red flag number 2 is reviews. Reviews are very important. In fact, reviews will save you from making mistakes in procurement. Always check review, check store review, check product review, because it is from the review that you get to know if their products are good, because there you are going to see a lot of people that will complain and a lot of people that will compliment. And when you're checking their reviews, avoid those reviews that are just 1 and you're seeing 5-star, just 2 reviews you're seeing 5-star. Check those ones that have massive reviews where you're going to see both bad and good. Then you decide if you're going to patronize them or not. 3 red flags is for you to check returning customers. If you're buying something from any seller online, especially if you're importing, it says a lot. For a good product, you will definitely see a good rate of returning customers. Red flag number 4 is communication mode. There are sellers that do not know how to communicate at all. They are so poor in communication. Please avoid them, because you do not need to start begging somebody to respond to you after investing your money into their products. You need a seller that responds immediately they see your messages. Do you get? Red flag number 5 is payment pattern. Make sure that the payment pattern is well understood by you. Sellers on Alibaba accept Western Union, transfers, MoneyGram, payment through Alipay, and also through WeChat. Do you get? Anything other than this, please withdraw your transaction. Red flag number 6 is years of experience. I've said it before, years of experience matters a lot, especially as a starter. You do not need to go and start patronizing someone that is just a year old. You have experience and you have a high risk level, then you can do otherwise. Apart from that, please do your due diligence. Make sure that the seller is experienced on Alibaba or the platform you're using. Number 7, the last red flags you should look out for is verification. So this verification, I've explained it before. Just make sure you do your due diligence and always work with your instincts. So these are the necessary things you need to look out for when you are finding a supplier or manufacturer for your business. So let me talk about sample. So I got this sanitary pad as a sample from a seller on 1688. They are not trading companies. This supplier is a manufacturing company. And trust me, before I got this sample, I've already done my due diligence to make sure that everything is okay. So this company is in Hong Kong and Hong Kong is in China. So from the reviews, company profile and everything, it seems to be a very good product. So I'm going to use it and give you guys a review on this. So this pad is a herbal sanitary pad. It has a lot of benefits which I'm yet to experience. There are some things you need to know about sample. There are 2 types of sample. Number 1 sample are the ones you buy with your money, like this one, because for their branded products you can get as low as 1 unit. Then sample number 2 are those ones they give you for free. You do not pay for it, you only pay for the shipping. You pay for the local shipping, that is for them to take it to your shipping company. They also pay for your shipping company to bring it to your country. Majority of these suppliers offer free samples because you need to try their products to be convinced enough to invest. Do you get? And most of their free samples do not come branded or packaged like this. So they send you samples from their unbranded. Do you get? So guys, that is all about this video on how to find a supplier or manufacturer for your sanitary pad business. Thank you for sticking to the end and see you in my next video. Bye.